powered by Football Flash, the brilliant new app. Hi, welcome along to AFTV. Freezing cold out here in England. I'm telling you, I'm watching my son play some football at the moment. This is where it all starts. This is where it all begins. We see all the glamour of the Emirates and all these grounds, but it starts right here with grassroots. But welcome along to our previewing the big one, the big game of the weekend, the big game of Arsenal's season, Arsenal versus Liverpool. This preview, by the way, is powered by Football Flash, the brilliant new app. Gives you lots of breaking news, updates on everything to do football. It's 100% free. You can download it right now. The link is in the description. And actually, there's a great story on there today that I'm actually going to talk about right now. And it's talking about Unai Emery and the situation regarding the fullbacks for Arsenal. This, for me, is the big worry in the game against Liverpool. Who is going to play in those fullback positions? We've got a bit of a crisis there tomorrow. Hector Bellerin, not fit, could make it, should make it, some are saying, but we're not 100% sure yet if Hector Bellerin is going to be able to play, which means Lichtsteiner would come in. He's an experienced guy. He's done okay the other night against Blackpool, scored a goal, but it's Mohamed Salah, it's Mane, it's Firmino, it's bombing fullbacks, Trent Alexander-Arnold. It's going to be a tough day for all fullbacks. And then we move to the left-hand side, another big problem for Arsenal. Both of our fullbacks at the moment currently injured with a hamstring injury, Nacho Monreal and Sead Kolasinac. Will either of them, or even one of them, be fit enough to play in the game against Liverpool? It's a big worry for me, and a big worry for lots of Arsenal fans. I said you can check out their app and see what they've got to say about it, but I'm worried about this. I am worried about this, and it was already a tough enough game as it is, but if it's going to be a thing where we're going to have to play Granit Xhaka out there, or maybe a Maitland-Niles or something like that, it worries me. It worries me because we are up against the very best attacking force, apart from our own, by the way. We've got a great one, and I'll get to that in a minute, but we're up against a great attacking force. So this is going to be a really tough test for whoever comes in. Hopefully one of those will come back and we'll be able to slip Granit Xhaka back into his regular position, which is in the midfield alongside Lucas Torreira. The two of them have been a good combination this season, and if those two can get in there, that will act as a good screen for our back four that's going to be under a lot of pressure tomorrow. Of course, Guendouzi sent off the other night. I thought it was a bit of the referee the other night, a bit of a cheap sending off, but he's not going to be available for the game. So even more important, I feel, that we can get Granit Xhaka in there alongside Lucas Torreira. Now, should we be petrified of Liverpool? No. We should be wary of Liverpool. Liverpool are a very good team. Liverpool are one of the favourites to win the league for good reason. They are an excellent side. But can they be turned over? I mean, they haven't been turned over yet this season in the league by any of the Premier League teams, but they were beaten by Napoli. And for me, even if you speak to Liverpool fans, they will tell you that they have not been super duper impressive in a lot of their games this season. So yes, they can be turned over if Arsenal are in the mood, if Arsenal are in that rampant mood, and we go into the game in good form. You know, unbeaten record, 11 games. All right, it's not all wins because of what happened at Palace last week, but still, the mood is good. The fans will be well pumped up for it. 5:30 kickoff under the lights. Fans are going to be really pumped. There'll be a great atmosphere, and if we can get off to a great start in that game, who knows what we can do. Going to have to penetrate that Liverpool defence. It's an excellent defence. They've learnt from their mistakes. They've got themselves a brand new goalkeeper in Alisson, a top-class goalkeeper, considered by many to be one of the best in the world. That's why they paid nearly 75 million for him. Virgil van Dijk. Listen, I get upset every time I hear the guy's name because, for me, I was calling for us at Arsenal to buy him from the days of when he was at Celtic. He's come in to the Premier League with Southampton. He was brilliant. Liverpool have made him the most expensive defender in the world. And you know what? He's worth every penny. He's an excellent, commanding, really tough player, great at set pieces, really combative, and he offers that stability to their back four. And then they've got the two wing backs that bomb on, and also Gomez, who's come in and done brilliantly. So they've got a good defence, Liverpool, something that they've not always had. And that's given them the stability to then go on and attack. And of course, we know about their, the front guys, Mohamed Salah, Firmino, Mane. On any day, if we make some of the stupid mistakes that we've made in certain games, the Leicester game recently, the Crystal Palace game, any host of games this season, they will score. And we don't want Paul Merson running it down our throat saying, look, I told you lot, didn't I? We've got to defend better. Now, who should Arsenal go with in defence? That is really interesting to know. We already know the fullback situations, and we have to wait and see what happens to that. But of course, for me, Leno's got to start in goal. And then, who the centre half's going to be? For me, I would go with Rob Holding and Socrates. I'm sorry, Mustafi has just made too many errors recently, too rash. Look what he did last week at Crystal Palace. I'd go with Holding, even though he's younger, he doesn't dive in. He's a much more composed player, better, I think, at playing the ball out of the back. And Socrates, you're going to need his combativeness in there, and you're going to need his toughness. And of course, as we've seen, Socrates is pretty quick, and he's going to be up against a very quick front three in Liverpool. Arsenal in the midfield, as I said, Torreira, of course, Xhaka. Ozil, I think, has got to play in this game. Now, the front three. Do we start with Aubameyang and Lacazette? Listen, this might be pretty controversial, but I'd go with Aubameyang. I'd go with Lacazette down the middle because we want him to hold the ball up. On the left-hand side, I'd put Iwobi, and on the right-hand side, I'd go with Welbeck. And the reason being, and I know many people out there thinking, what? The reason being is that I just think that those two will work back and protect the fullbacks. And earlier on in the game, we're going to need a bit of that stability. Later on, we can bring on Aubameyang, and we've seen what he's been like off the bench. He's been devastating. So later on, we've got the firepower of Aubameyang we can bring off the bench. But I want us to be stable in this game. I don't want to be going into half-time 2 goals down or anything like that, like we was at Chelsea, behind by 2 goals. Because in the Premier League, if you're behind by a couple of goals, it's very, very hard to get the game back. I know last year we came from behind and we managed to pull it back to 3-3, but we want to win this game. And I would go with those two for stability. Bit controversial. You guys may not agree, but I'd love to hear from you what your combination should be, what your formation should be. It's very interesting that Graham, when he was talking on the Supporters Club, and if you haven't seen that yet, check out that video, brilliant video today. The Supporters Club was saying that he thinks Arsenal should maybe go with a 4-4-2 and play Aubameyang and Lacazette, and that way there's a bit more stability, at the back, because they can fill in and protect the back four. But listen, it's going to be a brilliant game. This game, when we play Liverpool, there's always goals, there's always excitement. It's 2 teams that want to attack, and this is a big, big test for Unai Emery. A lot of us are going to be looking at it, and a lot of the pundits and a lot of the fans out there are going to be looking at it and they're going to be saying, all right, you beat all these other teams, but what about Liverpool? You didn't beat City, you didn't beat Chelsea. Can you beat Liverpool? If we could beat Liverpool, wow, what a statement that would be. I'm kind of go with the vibes that this is my vibe for the game. Of course, I want us to win. If I'm being realistic, I probably think this game could end up in a draw, but a win would be a mega bonus. But no matter what happens, Arsenal have got to give a good account of themselves out there when they play Liverpool. No going out there and getting smashed to pieces. No going out there and getting embarrassed. We've got to go out there. We've got to go toe-to-toe. We've got to show the whole world that we are now in this category. We are now, a team that deserves to be talked about as being in that top 4. And maybe, possibly, if we beat Liverpool, a contender. We know that City are ahead of us. We know that Liverpool are ahead of us. But this team, if they believe they've got quality players, Lacazette, Aubameyang, Torreira, Bern Leno in goal, right? Bellerin. There is quality in this team. But do they believe? That is what we're going to find out. Thanks for watching the show. And as I said, don't forget Football Flash, powering it. Download the app. It's in the description. Brilliant app. You get all the breaking news. and you really get to follow the game. And as I said, I used it for today's show, so make sure you check it out. But so looking forward to the game tomorrow.